to him after this short break. Don't go away.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind safe be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Did you know that the UK and Europe offer some of the best high-paying jobs and career opportunities for Ghanaians? But first, you would need to understand the UK and Europe job market, the courses that are in high demand, and the universities that offer the best partial scholarships. Best Education Services warmly invites you to the 2025 UK and Europe Education and Career Fair this April. Come and apply instantly for admissions into courses with paid internship and high graduate employment. Partial scholarship from universities and courses sponsored under UK government scholarship schemes. Special opportunities exist for people interested in healthcare, social work, construction, engineering, multimedia communications, and information technology. Come and learn about the UK post-study work visa and pathway to the skills worker visa. Date 22nd April 2025, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Venue is Ibis Style Hotel, Airport City. Best Education UK and Europe Education and Career Fair is free. Register now by calling or WhatsApping 0256 299 709.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are dealing with the matter of the national security raid at the residence of the St. South MP, the Honorable Reverend Intim Fojo, also the ranking member on the Interior and Defense Committee, about the claims he made that there were some flights that came to Ghana and he suspected that they brought in some drugs and money. And the government has not taken kindly to that. Today, there were some officials, we understand, from National Security and NIB to pick him up for what exactly we do not know. And so we're trying to get government to help us appreciate why they will send such number of people to go to the house of an MP to pick him up, when indeed there's been some convention or there's been some agreement between government agencies, security agencies for that matter, and Parliament on how to deal with matters like this in respect of privileges that MPs have in Article 117 and all of that. But we want to get government and ask them those questions. In the meantime, let's speak to Richard Commodore, who is a security consultant. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Yes,
hello.
Yes. This thing we are witnessing, I don't know why government will want to pick up the member of parliament, but you have been in this space for a while. Does anything at all warrant what we saw today, or we are seeing today, in terms of number of people going to his house to arrest him, etc.?
Explain it again. When you say government, then you say what is happening. Say it properly so that
what I actually mean is, I'm just putting it in context. Government or the state, we understand, sent some people. We understand because we do not have a warrant. We do not know. So, unless, of course, you want to suggest that the people would have gone there on their own.
No. So this is what happened. If you remember when he made the claim and the allegations, the president issued a letter saying that the BNI, the police, and I said the National Security Coordinator should investigate the case. And the letter gave credence to him that he should collaborate with him. Considering the partisanship nature of what it has become, and the warnings coming from the NACOP Deputy Director that he will be arrested, and that of Felix Kosukwati, everybody knew it was going to happen, but just when. So this is the two concerns of the minority, that you don't need to enter his premises because it's a parliamentarian without our knowledge as a group. Then number two, recently, you wrote to the speaker from the offices of the NIB or the BNI, and the speaker granted the premises that you can count for some 2 of their MPs. Why won't you use the same methodology or adopt the same style? That is a genuine concern. Point number 3, all cases are different, and the minority do not decide for the security agencies what to do, particularly when it comes to the BNI. So when somebody screw up the headline, I was screaming. When it comes to the BNI, knowing the partisanship nature of what we are talking about, the BNI will do 2 things. They will invite you either in person or through any other means appropriate, or they will arrest you in relation to a particular crime issue. They want to have a conversation with you. If the second option is on the table, that is arrest, nothing stops the BNI. No amount of screaming stops the BNI from arresting you. The reason why I'm saying this is that the BNI will not enter your premises within this period when arrest is on the table and say that they are not coming with an arrest warrant. My checks and what happened in his house, this is one of the national security operatives, including all SETA agencies, who entered his house to have a conversation. But I can tell you, the BNI have worked with, and what I've known now, and what I am seeing now, the BNI will not enter your house to arrest you without arrest warrant, considering who he is and what the case has become. And if arrest is on the table, nothing will stop them from picking you up. So this is what we are tonight.
No, but from what the MP told us, they couldn't produce any such documents, arrest warrant.
And so when they say they couldn't, I wanted, because the news going around is that BNI went to his house. The people on social media are not BNI officers. The BNI officers do not dress in military uniform. They do not wear gowns around their neck as if they are Marines or special forces. These are well-trained people who will put the state above all others, no matter whichever political party is in power. So when they say they, if we are talking about the operatives within these particular premises, it's a different ball game. But if you say the BNI came to your house and you are showing those pictures on social media and say they do not come to your house, there are circumstances where the BNI or the police can arrest you actually without arrest warrant. And there are circumstances where they can search your premises without a search warrant. When they pick coming to your house to arrest you or search you without a search warrant, it means they are operating on the certificate of emergency, and that they will inform you. But I can tell you, sir, on what I have known for the past 28 years, if arrest is on the table and the BNI decides to arrest you and they enter your premises, they will pick you up. So we need to look at that particular sentence again, and that is where the issue is.
So you are saying that you don't think the BNI will go there without an arrest warrant. So the persons who went there, and from what the MP told us, could not show them any warrant. Your suspicion is that they may not have been from the NIB.
Yes. So let's say that this is one of the national security operators or the operation units from the National Security Secretariat, involving the NIB, involving the military, involving the police, involving all persons put together for this particular assignment. Then we are on course. But when you say the NIB or the BNI comes into your premises without search warrant and you did not see them or they did not pick you up when you are supposed to be arrested, that is wrong, because I just told you the BNI will invite you in person or through any other means appropriately. But once they decide to arrest you, it means that when we are leaving the office, we know we are going for arrest. We will not go without the arrest warrant. And when we come with that arrest warrant, we will explain to you why we are there with that arrest warrant. And if arrest is on the table, nothing stops them unless Jesus Christ descends. And that is what public must understand. Because the story going around is that BNI people went to Uncle Fojo's house without arrest warrant, and people gathered and they were shot away. No, that is not the BNI. I think somebody is creating instigations towards the workings of the BNI. But I can tell you, these are people who hold the state in high esteem above all else, no matter whichever political party is in power. And that is why some of us are passionate when the BNI is mentioned.
I see. But what we saw, at least what our reporter saw, we saw police people, we saw military people, we saw persons in civilian clothing. So maybe, like you said, it may be a combined team from these other
Exactly,
places.
Salom. God bless you.
But the concern is that if it's a combined team, then it means that they should even do things more appropriately. So if you are going to arrest him, you sat down, formed a team, thought about it, and you're going to arrest him, you should do so with due process. When you go and you are questioned about why you are there, whether you have an arrest warrant or not, you show that so that you let everybody be at ease. So we know that you are engaging in the process lawfully. That I'm sure if they are shown their warrant, indeed if they had it at all, a lot of us would have been
I agree with you. I agree with you. Even though people who have come under investigation notice or national security interest notice can be searched and can be in arrest without warrant, quality of your due diligence is that, considering the partisanship nature of this particular case, you should have gone there with an arrest warrant if that is why you are there. Or you should go there with a search warrant if that is why you are there. I agree with you perfectly.
Very well. Thanks so much. The matter is still growing,
and
we'll be talking more. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi. You heard Richard Kumar, the security consultant, speaking to us on his views about what has been happening. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. This one, Christian Ameko from Pone says, what is happening in this country? Is Mahama the president or Nanado? I think the NDC should reset themselves well to enable them reset Ghana. They should know how to arrest people to avoid all these criticisms. Akate Raymond from Agotime Ekwato says MPP micro minority is just fighting a desperation and frustration fight. Reverend Intim Fojo will surely be arrested to assist the BNI. It's just a matter of time, you say. Now let's do some other stories. We understand that there's going to be another SIM re-registration exercise. The Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the Honorable Sam Nate George, announced today at a press conference that this will happen soon. And he also spoke about a number of other things his ministry has been doing, including the AT matters, including also defended the recent dismissal of some staff within the ministry and painted or maybe laid out a plan for his ministry in the next few years. He's joined us on the line to help us appreciate some of the matters he raised, especially the one with the SIM re-registration. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News.
Evening, Solomon. Good evening to our listeners.
Congratulations. You've not really spoken after your ascension to the high office of minister.
You've abandoned your brother.
My brother is now at higher places.
Once a brother, always a brother, Solomon.
Very well. Now talk to us about this SIM re-registration. We thought we had done a SIM registration, we had done a re-registration. Why the need to do another re-registration?
So I didn't announce a re-registration. I announced a SIM registration because the attempt at a SIM re-registration was an abysmal failure. Currently, if you were to do a deep dive, and there have been several instances where for security reasons, we've tried to identify individuals on the back of their SIM and the registration that was used, and you realize that there actually was no proper verification done. And you remember, Salom, we had many of this back and forth when the former administration tried to do a SIM registration or re-registration. We made the point that there was no technological base for what they were doing, that they were subjecting Ghanaians to unnecessary discomfort, long queues that were not necessary. But, it fell on deaf ears, and we're back to square one, because today we cannot necessarily identify who has a SIM. You have pre-registered SIMs in the market. A SIM-related fraud has increased since the SIM re-registration exercise. And so you realize that all the KPIs that were to be met during that botched exercise by the previous administration have not been met. And that's why we've purposed to do this as one final one, a clean one, backed by technology, extremely human-centered. For us, that is the focus. And so be rest assured, this is a human-centered, technology-driven exercise. It will happen so seamlessly and without stress that most Ghanaians will ask themselves why they were saddled with 8 years of misrule and mismanagement. I give you that assurance.
Very well. So who pays for this? Who is going to pick up the bill for this? Is the state not going to be saddled with debt? How do we go about it?
Well, I spoke about this at my vetting, that MNOs will pay for it.
I see. So, I mean, how would the process work? You said we will not go and queue. How will it be done?
So, Shalom, it's a technology-driven process, and like I said, we'll start a proper media campaign, do sensitization at least a clear month before we start. But the simulations that have been done with the regulator, it's a very similar process. So, take for example, Salom's number is 0255 666 777. Now, Salom also has a Ghana card, which has its unique identification number, which is also your tax identification number on the NI database. Now, at the time you registered for your Ghana card, you entered in every number you have. So you associated 0255 666 777 with your Ghana card registration. Now, what we're going to do is simply take the network. You're on network A. And so we pick the data that is sitting on network A, whatever data it is for Celum, for that number, and run that number through the NIA's database. It's going to pop up your identification details, including your biometrics. Because don't forget that the NIA, there was verification of the biometrics that you gave. Because you have to present at least one other document to authenticate that you were Celum before they gave you your Ghana card. However, with what was done under the previous administration, there was no verification of the identities that were presented. There was no verification against the NIA database. There was no verification using other devices, other databases, biometric databases. So you could not ascertain the veracity of those identities. But we have that with at least a single source of truth with the NIA. If 0255 666 777 pops up and it is registered to Celum, the biometrics match with what is in the NIA database, you receive a text message on your phone that will confirm to you that a match in the back end has occurred, and so your number has been verified and validated and registered, duly registered to your network. If there is no match, it will then indicate to you that there are issues either with the biometrics or issues with the name or issues with whatever field do not match, and give you the opportunity to sort it out. What we will then even do is to ensure that people don't just show up at shops of MNOs, say that they're coming to queue to fix. If you have a problem that you need to rectify, you are able to then book an appointment at the nearest shop. So Salom spends most of his working day in Adabraka. That's a mobile network A have a shop in Adabraka. Yes, he wants to be able to come in at between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m., which is his lunch break. Oh, you cannot come in on Monday because all the slots they are taking, and he come in on Tuesday. You schedule an appointment, you show up. Technology-driven, human-centered. Again, there are individuals whose Ghana cards were used to register SIM cards without their knowledge. Criminal elements did that, and that's how come you have pre-registered SIMs on the market. So if that number is matched on our back-end verification to your Ghana card, we're going to send you a prompt asking you to authenticate that that number was actually registered by you. Once you say it wasn't registered by you, that number is blacklisted, and the person is asked to show up with the Ghana card for authentication at the shop to ensure that people whose identities, and tell them this is a serious matter, because in my first week in office, we had a cyber SIM related fraud issue that we had the authority action, and when we, working with sister organizations, picked up the individual in question, it became clear very quickly that the individual who was picked up because his Ghana card was linked with the number used for the fraud was different from the person who had committed the fraud. His Ghana card had been used to register a pre-registered SIM.
I see, but I mean that's fine. Quickly talk to us about the dismissals that happened at your ministry or under your ministry. The claim was that these were people who were working there for the last couple of years. They were not one of those after December 7 or post December 7 recruitment, but you still went ahead without just cause, dismiss them. They are Ghanaians and working with the public service. So why will you do that if there was no just cause?
There are several levels of dismissals that have happened at the ministry. There are those that were related to post-December 7. There are the World Bank contract staff, which I referenced today. For good reason, I didn't go into the specific details, but in due course, I'm sure by the time I'm doing my next quarterly report, which will be at the end of June, I will give specifics of why the terminations happened. But let me just state, like I stated in my statement, that those terminations were patriotic action to safeguard the international image of our country, Ghana, from corruption and graft. I'll leave it at that.
So, but if so,
in the next 3 months,
yes, but Sam, you can't just leave it there like that. If they happened because of corruption and graft, what action beyond the dismissals has the ministry taken?
The World Bank itself is carrying out high-level investigations. I don't want to prejudice them, and that's why I've said the World Bank has worked with me and my office. And for those who are very versatile and conversant with the World Bank and projects, we did an advertisement that ran for 2 weeks. As we speak right now, the technical team is doing the evaluation of applications. Before you can even do an advert for a World Bank project, you need to submit it to the World Bank, or you have to submit the terms of reference to the World Bank. Then they have to approve it, give you a no objection. Then you have to go back and have it onboarded before you can even do the advertisement. So we would not have been able to go through all of these processes post-termination if the World Bank was not comfortable and happy with what we did. In fact, this morning, I had a visit from the regional head of the World Bank from Senegal, all on this matter, because the World Bank is excited about the leadership that we're showing and the fact that we're cleaning up the image of Ghana on the international scene. Like I said, I don't want to prejudice the work they're doing, and I'm confident that I've made a pledge that every quarter I will brief the country. I'm sure that by my next quarterly brief in June, I will put before the country the issues that the World Bank and myself are fully aware of. If there are further actions locally that have to be taken, we'll refer them to the Attorney General.
Very well. We will have time to digest the entire press briefing properly on other issues like AT, etc. But thank you so much, Samonete George, Minister for Communications and Digital Technology and Innovation, for speaking to us tonight on Eyewitness News. Now, a police vehicle and the private residence of the Bawku Divisional Police Commander Adamu Seidu have been set ablaze by enraged youth in Bawku following the alleged killing of a civilian this morning. The police, in an attempt to disperse the youth, reportedly shot and killed one person and injured 2 others. In retaliation, the youth burned down the divisional commander's private residence located at Manga and also set a police vehicle on fire within the township. The incident has heightened tensions in the area, forcing some residents to flee for safety. Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Bawku Central, Mahama Ayariga, has condemned the incident. In a statement, Mahama Ayariga also denied allegations that he had instructed the police to allow access to markets or make purchases. He clarified that such decisions are the sole responsibility of the security agencies and should not be linked to him. Let's speak to our correspondent in the area, Ibrahim Abode, to bring us up to speed on what the situation is as we speak. Hello, good evening, Ibrahim. Welcome to Eyewitness News. What can you report from the area?
Well, good evening. It's actually unfortunate today in Bawku, around morning to midday, something tragic actually occurred. When you want to look at the trend in Bawku, since the conflict research, the residents or the factions have actually divided themselves into areas that one does not, move to the other area freely. So today happened to be a market day, and one of the factions, that's the Kusasi side, decided that the youth decided that other people should remain within their territory. They shouldn't cross to their market. And it was a kind of resistance from some of the patrons of the market, which necessitated the police to come in. So when the police come in, the youth still objected, or they resisted, the police, please allow the women go, and that brought the disagreement between the youth and the police. So unfortunately, the police actually fired live bullets that went and then caught one individual and he died. 2 others also got injured and were admitted at the Vineyard Hospital. So this actually sparked anger among the youth who went besieged and then burned down a police vehicle. They also went and then burned down a private residence to reported to be for the divisional police commander. They also went and then burned another residence that also accommodated some of the police officers. So it has actually heightened tension again in Bawku. People had to run for their lives. Everyone had to, take cover. Journalists had to run away. It was actually tragic. So as we speak, there's curfew. A tax to dawn curfew has been imposed on Bawku again, which is actually starting this evening, and it's very, very difficult.
I see. So have the police been able to make any arrests?
For now, I can't report of any arrests because the issue escalated to a very bad situation. So at that point, the police are now trying to put up professional not escalated. So for now, I can't report of any arrests, but I do know that the police were trying to bring the situation under control.
I see, but have we heard from the overlord of the area, Abu Grago Azoka II? Has he said anything?
So the unfortunate thing is that the one who passed on happened to be one of the long-standing bodyguards to the overlord of Bawku, Nabasiri Abu Grago Azoka, who his personal bodyguard is the one who passed on. So I've not had any official communication from the palace, but it is reported that the deceased, has been with the palace for quite some time now. So they seem to be mourning, but as the days go by, there will be communication from the overlords.
Very well.
Or through his spokesperson.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ibrahim Abode, our Upper East regional correspondent, reporting on the happenings in Bawku as we speak. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have City Business News. And later on, Point Blank, we'll have the Member of Parliament for Chiana, the Chiana Paga constituency. He'll be in the studio for a conversation on many, many issues. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Sabutru krum. Now yes, charcoal toothpaste. Yes, charcoal toothpaste. Aya no ya hwe yi. No bi amfa so kwan na no wa chenchena. Esane say charcoal toothpaste bebre ane wodwa so. Na so nyane nyina na yema wosen. Titru mpo ni se wo nyini no. Bon hu modin se wo beto charcoal toothpaste a ye di bidia ankasa ye. Na anya dai kekene de agumu. Na wo de yin keka wa firi simu. Na wo se anya hoden na se efita. To charcoal toothpaste a fluoride ewo mu na bo se ho ban na mana ye din. Da ekosisa obaba kokora na sabrewa. Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste die what dibidie lemon mint ana zinc ana akabomu aye enti ma wosen din na wonum so ahwam de mu ni nyina. Pepsodent die yenim no dada o enti wasen de bidie lemon ana mint akabomu aye die ene na kire se yesen adamfo no ebem wonum ahwam na abo wosen ho ban afiri kikawa bia mu to Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste fetwi wosen na ma wosen ho ban abrebia.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inusafo. Let's settle for the details. Ghana could lose up to $500 million in government revenue if it proceeds with plans to refine its lithium domestically. This is according to a new report by the National Resource Governance Institute. The analysis warns that a state or privately run refinery would only break even if it purchases lithium concrete at below market prices, undercutting revenue from royalties, taxes, and dividends from current mining operations.
The modeling compares two scenarios, that is, exporting raw lithium spodumene concentrate versus processing it locally. On one breath, it knows that exporting yields higher net revenue for government, especially if concentrate is sold to Chinese refineries, which currently dominates the global market and operates at a far lower cost. In the medium price scenario, refining locally reduces expected government revenue from 2.7 billion US dollars to 2.2 billion US dollar. Even with a 20-year operational refinery, losses exceed $300 million, largely due to Ghana's high capital costs, limited feedstock, and lack of refining expertise. In contrast, China controls over 90% of global lithium refining, benefiting from economies of scale, cheap reagents, and state-backed subsidies. Most new refineries outside China, including Australia and Europe, have either been cancelled or delayed due to similar cost hurdles. Natural Resource Governance Institute recommends Ghana adopt a mine and monitor strategy by starting lithium production at Iwuya swiftly, as well as supporting exploration and tracking global refining trends before committing public funds to a potentially loss-making refinery. While calls for local value addition remain strong, the report urges policymakers to weigh economic feasibility and opportunity costs.
That Business Desk report was filed by Emmanuel Opon. The Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Sam George, has unveiled a set of measures aimed at enhancing the quality of telecommunication services across Ghana. According to him, the move is intended to equip telecom providers with the necessary tools to enhance their service delivery. He disclosed this at a press briefing in Accra.
We also noted several complaints about the quality of service of almost all the network providers in the country. This past week, I have taken decisive policy decision to approve technology neutrality and additional spectrum for MTN Ghana. I've also directed the NCA to make an additional spectrum offer to Telecel Ghana. These are to provide both operators with more resources to improve their service offerings and quality of service.
The minister also issued a stern warning to service providers, stating that the NCA will closely monitor improvements and enforce penalties for non-compliance.
On the back of these approvals, I wish to serve notice that the NCA would, within 3 months of the assignment of this additional spectrum, begin a rigorous enforcement of quality of service on the providers. Failure to provide a marked improvement and quality of service by the network operators will result in stiff fines. The ministry and regulator have fidelity to the Ghanaian people, and we will ensure that it gets the best customer service and experience.
You heard the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Sam George. The Ghana Union of Traders Association is calling on the government to engage the United States on extending the African Growth and Opportunity Act. AGWA is a U.S. law passed in May 2000 to support the economies of sub-Saharan African countries. It offers trade preferences, allowing certain goods from these countries to enter the U.S. market duty-free and quota-free. The law, which mainly benefits sectors like agriculture, textiles and garments, is set to expire this year. Speaking to Citi Business News, Kuta President Dr. Joseph Obing believes extending AGWA could ease the impact of the 10% export tariffs currently applied by the U.S. on countries including Ghana.
It's a state policy of America, and they did it on purpose. The fact that Africa needs support, Africa needs some help. You know, we did not come to this level because we are lazy or some sort. It's because of some things that has happened in the past, colonialization and all that, abuse of our resources and all that, and that we have a point, but that's not what we are going to use for our negotiation. We are going to plead that they give us some extension for the AGWA, because they gave it the opportunity for us to access the market, to build our capacity, but I don't think we are there yet.
Dr. Joseph Obing is the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ino Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand they go be inside?
I give you info. Make a full the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
That's a lie. He's calling you from a guest house in Asylum Down.
Please, an SMS was delivered across to our customers this morning. Didn't you receive any SMS or you haven't checked?
The truth is that he's a scammer.
Please kindly cross-check your message to be sure about this because your account requires an update.
This is where they play games with your mind.
Without you updating, you won't be able to access your account for any transaction, either outgoing or incoming.
Your bank or service provider will never call or text asking you to update your account or verify sensitive information like your PIN, Ghana card or bank card details. Looks can be deceiving. Pay better attention to details to avoid getting scammed. For more information, visit www.ecobank.com. Ecobank, a better way, a better Africa. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
"24 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Tonight on Point Blank, we speak to a member of Parliament, one of the new members of Parliament in the House. Find out how the first part of it is being. They're on recess currently. How he's representing his people. How he's attending to their needs and other matters that have come up. Is Nichema, in fact, Honorable Nichema Bila Alamzi, Member of Parliament for the Chana Paga constituency. When you talk about Chana Paga, one name that comes up often is Honorable Abuga Pele, who represented that constituency for many, many years. So, Nichema, good evening. Welcome to Point Blank.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yes, by grace, we are fine. This is your first time in Parliament, even though you tried before to get into the House, you couldn't in 2019 primaries, 2020, so you were not on the ticket. And now you came back and defeated the same person who beat you by 12 votes, I guess, yes, in that primaries. How is it doing? I mean, have you guys patched up? Are you forging ahead to advance the cause of the constituency?
Yes. First of all, I would like to say good evening to the good people of Chana Paga constituency. and your cherished listeners. I would say myself and my predecessor, we are okay. We don't have a problem. It's a contest. I can remember very well that 2019, when I lost with 12 votes, I became his campaign coordinator and campaigned for him. I became the constituency campaign coordinator for him. We campaign. It's just a contest. And we all have the interest of helping our people. So we came back 2023. God being good on my part, I won, and he supported me during the general elections.
Oh, I see. That's good to hear. So the reason why you were in the contest was to be in Parliament, the chamber. Now you are there. Was it what you thought it was? You know, you had a certain view about Parliament. You are now there. Was it what you thought it was?
In a way.
Or is it what you thought it was?
In a way, yes. In a way, no.
Let's deal with the no first. Why do you think it didn't meet your expectation?
Per the understanding I was having, or I had before coming to Parliament, comparing or being in Parliament and going back to my people, there are two different. It's like two different institutions that I'm running, because in Parliament, the understanding and the definition of being a parliamentarian is quite different from the constituency level. In Parliament, I understand we are there to represent our people. We are there to make laws. We are there for supervision, and we are there for deliberation. But when you get back to the constituency, an ordinary person in every constituency, not my constituency alone, will take these four factors into consideration. Then they will add theirs, and that is when you are the MP. That means development is part of you. That means health issues you have to handle. That means education. When it comes to education, you have to be part of it, be it school fees, be it whatever, you have to be part of it for your constituents. Employment, you have to try and get your people employed. I don't know, should I say this?
I mean, but that's what you told them. That's what you told them. That, you know, when you come back, you want to go there because you want to fix their roads, you want to build their markets, you want to fix the water problems, you want to be able to help them with school fees. I mean, politicians, not you in particular, but that's what you tell the people, and they believe you, they vote for you, and you go. So when when reality, dawns on you, you don't complain because you brought it upon yourself.
That one is true. That is why I said, per the understanding before and being in the chamber is quite different. That is why I said yes and no at the same time.
I see. So how have you been coping now that you've seen the two? You are here representing and making laws, advocating for them, etc. But when you go back to them, they expect a lot more. How have you been managing? It's been just about 3 or 4 months. How have you been managing that?
I'm trying my best, and I can say for the past 3-4 months, I won't be wrong to say it has been the most 4 or 3 difficult months for me, continuously from a month to the other, because sometimes, you see, our people, they have, when they demand from us,
difficulty as in terms of resources,
when they demand from us, we understand. To me, I would have even advocated for MPs to become agents of development in a way, because the financial demand on us is too much. And here is the case, Parliament, in the chamber, they will always remind you that you are here to make laws. And when you get back to the constituency, it's a different ball game. But we are trying. That is why most.
I don't know why you have to collaborate with your DC and all of those guys down there and lobby. What you tell the people is that you lobby for them to bring development. So that's your work. That's what you tell them.
That is why we are out there lobbying. We have to be running up and down every day. We are on recess. But I try to combine my duties at the constituency and in Accra here, because Accra is the center where you can lobby. Round from this minute, weekend like this, I'll be home. And the beginning of the week, early, either Monday or Tuesday, I'll be back here again
to lobby. So you're lobbying. What are you lobbying for? Where do you go to lobby?
You see, my constituency, we have a lot to lobby for. I'm running a constituency that is so unique, so large. we had, I mean, Upper East, that is Chana Paga constituency. I share border with Sisala East, that is Upper West. That is Honorable, led by Honorable Mohammed Issa. I share border with Honorable Ayarga. Honorable Bulsa North.
Apak? Agalga.
Agalga, Honorable Agalga. I share Bulsa North. I share border with Bulsa North, led by Honorable Agalga. I share border with Navrungo Central, led by Honorable Simon. I share border with Honorable Adungo, that is border Bolga Central.
And you share border with Burkina Faso too?
I'm coming there. That is the last part. I share border with Bongo, that is Honorable Bawa.
Yeah, Bawa, yes. Yes, Bawa. Yeah.
Bawa. I share border with him, and I share international border with Burkina Faso, led by Almighty Traore. But with all this, my brother, I cannot boast, or we cannot boast of one single tarred road.
Oh, in the whole constituency. But it's been an NDC constituency for a very long time.
Yes.
Abuka Pele and all of those guys, they didn't lobby for
most of my roads. Most of my roads were awarded, but even some, when you go to the Chichulga Chana Road up to Nakong, even they've tarred. That is when you are going to Wa. It was given to my 10. But when NDC, they were in process, almost 85%. When NDC left power, they abandoned it. Kandiga Sergo Road was also given under contract. It was almost 70-80%. But when we left power, they abandoned it. So this one you cannot blame. You see, most governments, I don't want to be part of it, but any time there's a step to progress and a different government comes, we try to abandon those projects. To me, it is not fair. For instance, even in Parliament,
but you can't boast of even a single tarred road. The whole constituency.
The only tarred road that is there, it's not for us. That is about 7 kilometers. That is the border Burkina to Navrungo. That is the only road, and that one is ECOWAS road. We can't boast. We cannot even boast of one tarred
road.
So
what do your people do? What kinds of things do they do? Are they farmers? Are they what do they do?
You see, farmers are there. Businessmen are there, because you understand, when you are operating a border constituency where there is a border, then we have businessmen, and farming is also a major. Farming is major in our constituency. It is
one issue that comes up when we are talking about communities that border Burkina Faso is security.
Yes,
that terrorists and all of those guys from the Sahel region may easily, come into the country through areas like yours.
Yes.
What is the security situation there? Do you have enough surveillance? Do you have enough national security people there that can pick up intelligence if unusual persons or persons who are not in the community enter? I mean, what's the general situation?
Yeah, when it comes to security, we have national security there, we have BNI there, we have customs there, we have police, we have immigration, but we even have the army there. As of now, they are constructing a barracks there for the army, but temporarily they are there. So I can say for now, we don't have much issues, and they are on top of their work.
I see. This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My guest tonight is Nichema Bila Alamzi, Member of Parliament for the Chana Paga constituency, first timer, and we're just having a general conversation around the matters. Now, I mean, one of the running issues in the country is the matter of your colleague, the Honorable Reverend John Ntim Fojo. He made some allegations, and now government or state security is after him. I mean, sending a number of people into his house to go and arrest him. People have raised issues with that. What do you think about that?
Okay. For now, I don't want to say much on it, because I'm trying to get information that is concrete one from government, that really they sent the men to go there. But the fact is that the whole thing started on April 1st. Even initially, that was a press conference. I thought it was April Fool that they were doing, because that day coming out as MP, we know there are privileges and some immunities that you enjoy, but you don't take it for granted. This is a whole country we are talking about, and it's a serious country. Of course, he
was performing his oversight responsibility. He saw a few things and he raised alarm. We should actually be commending him.
So when we talk of oversight responsibility, that means you organize a press conference. He's not even consistent. You organize a press conference, then you talk about the intel, the intelligence that you've gathered. Then the second time you are talking about it being suspicion. That is not oversight responsibility. That is pure recklessness. He's being reckless here. Whatever he said, there's no base in it.
But does that justify the raiding of his house by many armed men?
You see, I don't support it. I don't support it. But that is why I said I want to get information on it. But what I know is that probably they invited him and he refused. Because I can remember expressly, President stated that he should try as much as possible to support or to collaborate.
But he invited, he wanted to invite the security agencies through his committee to come and brief them, but it was blocked. It never happened.
Who does that?
No, but why? The committee has oversight over those agencies. So if he wants them to come and brief them on so-called suspicious planes, why not?
Is it that he's calling them so that he will brief them?
No, this is what he saw. What is the matter?
No. But what happens, or what prevents him to go when the security invites him?
So he's not even been invited. There's no record, at least as far as we know from him and the minority. He's not been invited. Of course, government says they have invited him through some medium. We don't know what the medium is. But he said he's not been invited.
There are two things here. Government says they've invited him. That is why I said initially that President stated it expressly that he should collaborate with the security. As a good citizen, even if you have information like this, you run to the security and inform them. You run to the security and inform them. You don't sit and try to hide behind you having oversight responsibility to tarnish the image of this country to the world.
He said he is rather raising alarm because he doesn't want the country to be a hub for drugs and money laundering and all of that. So I thought he's doing the right thing.
I thought he said he and his people had intel. They had serious intelligence on the flights before he came out. What alarm again? When you have intelligence on something, you go and report.
Now, they say they want a bipartisan committee. I mean, Samuel Abu-Jinapor also wrote to the Dean of the diplomatic missions that they want a commission of inquiry. They want to get to the bottom of this matter. Is this something you support? If there's nothing to hide or worry about, why don't you grant them that so that we get to the bottom?
No, for this one, I understand they are trying to run away from it.
No, why would they run away? If you set up the committee, they will come.
Oh no.
And if you don't come, everybody will see that they didn't come.
Easy. First of all, let's be serious. Reverend Intim is not above the law. Let's respect that. He's not above the law. You see, precedents, they set precedents and try to run away from it. We were all in this country. You are talking of raiding houses. They went to Jinapor's house, the energy minister, when we left power.
No, but was that right? We all condemned it. So, and this one, they were not looking for. This one, they said they wanted to pick him up because he has some information that he's not making available or something.
I'm coming to that, but I just want them to know that they shouldn't be crying more than they are supposed to. This is something that I talked about. Jinapor's house when they raided. That was That's
John Jinapor.
John Jinapor, when they raided his house. Let's talk of the current AG,
Ayini.
Honorable Ayini. They went to Ayini's house. What was his crime? His crime was that he came out with legal opinion. They raided his house more than this. The question is, who is Honorable Intim?
He's an MP. So if you condemn all
MP,
of that happening,
I'm coming. He's an MP. We were all in this country. When they subjected the current president, and he made himself available for investigations. Am I lying? So if the whole president or former president can be investigated, then who is honorable in team?
But he's not saying he cannot be investigated. We are just saying that the right things must be done. Former President Mahama, now President Mahama, when he was being investigated, I'm not sure they raided his house. They invited him.
But they invited.
But he said he's not been invited.
You see, when they invited President, he went.
But he's not been invited at all.
We are now having two scenarios.
Yeah, but you see,
he said, government is saying,
show that you've been.
I don't have information on it, but definitely I know government will come out with it, because government will not just go there to the thing didn't happen today. Since 1st April that he came out, so maybe it was because of the process. That is why they didn't arrest him from 1st up to now.
I see. So you think what government is doing is right? I mean, they should go after him and ensure that he produces the evidence.
Yes, I said, provided government has followed the necessary procedure and invited him. Probably they've gotten the clearance from Speaker of Parliament, and they've invited him and he has refused. He decided not to attend, because I listened to him on radio. He indicated it, that he will not attend to them when they invite him. So provided they've done all that, then it is very right for them to raid his house.
I see. I don't know about Chana Paga, but how are they feeling about the budget? I mean, government has scrapped some taxes. I mean, e-levy, betting tax, and all of that. Do they bet at Chana Paga, at the betting company?
Betting is done everywhere.
Oh, so they bet. Even though you say they don't have third rules, they bet.
Betting is done everywhere.
So the boys or the people are happy that the betting tax is off.
The system was so bad that
they have to bet.
Whether I can't tell whether I was so bad or not. But
I see.
The budget. This is. Our budget is so innovative that it has been accepted by all, though except some few MPP sympathizers and the MPs in the House. I was surprised when they were giving lofty ideas here and there. The budget should have been this, the budget should have been this. You just left power less than 3 months or 4 months. You weren't having those ideas.
The benefit of hindsight, I mean, and from according to maybe this budget is not better than any of theirs. So once they feel their budgets have been better, I mean, they will have a thing or two to say to you. So that shouldn't be out of place.
I think comparing our budget with theirs will be like trying to compare apples with oranges.
But a lot of the promises you made, for example, people say the Women Development Bank and all of those were not given enough budgetary allocation. So when are we going to see that? You're on the education committee. I mean, you campaigned that what's the name? Double track was going to cease soon after you come to power. Today we hear the education minister saying that double track will cease by 2027. That's quite a long time away. Just 1 year to the next election.
You see, we are being when you are leading people, you need to be very sincere with them. What education minister is saying, he's just trying to tell the people that, you see, these people handed over free SHS to us in a way to improve it, in a way to stop the double track system. We have to come in with infrastructure. Today, if you tell the students that they should all come to school at once, where will they sleep? Where will they dine? Where will they?
But you knew that before making the promise.
Yes, that is why we said you see, the understanding they weren't having, is difficult. As at then, they didn't even know the difference between review and cancellation. We said we are going to review. We are going to take steps to make it better. We cannot just come today and say every student should come to school. Definitely the infrastructure will not support it. We have, that is why in our budget we have the big push, which is about strategic infrastructure. Are you getting
the
it?
Infrastructure will be part of the big
Will be
push.
part of the big push.
The 10 billion big push.
10 billion big push. I like the way you said the 10 billion.
Yes, because when people say $10 billion is the last time they heard 10 billion was on Hope City something. So this one they are not sure.
No,
but
definitely we are.
And the allocation for the 10 billion, they said they expected it to be at least 2.5 billion, but it was way less than that. And so because if you are saying 10 billion in 4 years, we should expect to see around $2.5 billion this year. But what was in the budget was way below that.
No, you see, my brother, that is why I said I don't know where MPP they are getting the current lofty ideas that they have. What we want from them is that they should accord us some level of respect. They should allow us to handle our. They even washed their hands. They said they didn't want to be part of it. Am I lying?
But their job is to keep you on your toes, so they won't wash their hands. They won't allow you. They have to do their work.
Yes.
And their work is raising the issues.
What issues?
You
what
said
are the
you
issues?
need big push, 10 billion. They say what you have put in there is too small. They expected it to be 2.5 billion.
That is why I said they should wait and see. They should wait and see. We are barely 3 months in.
So have you made your first statement yet on the floor of Parliament?
Oh, I've made statements more than even 5.
Oh, I see.
I've even debated the budget.
I see. So your people should be happy that their MP is active in the House.
Yes. I'm trying.
Do you have a DCE yet? As a DCE been nominated for your district? Your district is which one? Then
Kasina
West. Yes. Has a DCE been nominated yet?
Yes. We have a DC pending confirmation.
There were a number of concerns across the country. People were unhappy that their persons were not chosen. Was there any such matter in your area too?
You know, definitely when there is a contest and even if it is that they are going to vote, the losing one might still have a problem. Not talking of somebody nominating or picking one out of 3. Definitely there will be some issues, but I don't think we are brothers, we are together. We will definitely understand.
I see. So I'll speak to the people of Channel Paga. Tell them that you are here. You are the MP. Just tell them something.
Okay. First of all, when I even started, I extended my sincere greetings to them. What I can tell them is that NDC, we are doing well. This is a government that is all about reconstruction. And they have their own son, husband, brother in the chamber there to represent them. I will make sure that whatever that is due them will definitely get to them. And I will pray that they should be mild on me. I'm also struggling to get them whatever they need. And definitely I'm committed to doing that, and I want to assure them that I am going to represent them and represent them very well.
Very well. So you heard my guests, the Member of Parliament for Chana Paga, the Honorable Nichema Bila Alamzi, speaking to us on some general issues from his constituency to Parliament everywhere. This is how we conclude today's edition of the program. Show produced by Nana Kwabna Wilson, Sami Wiafe, Manuel Ayama, Beverly London, and Juliana Odame. Thomas Obindakun has been the technical man here. Earlier you heard Eno Safu. My name is Selo Madunu. Have a good evening.